almost make an unjust case.
A family in the capital city was stolen. The burglar lost a pamphlet at the home. The owner opened the pamphlet. It recorded the names of many wealthy young people.
It also recorded in detail that on a certain day in a certain year, the young people were drinking and chatting together, or recruiting prostitutes, gambling and so on. There were more than 20 items.
The owner thought this was the clue to solve the case. He handed the brochure to the government.
After the government arrested the people according to the list on the brochure, they found they were all teenagers who had rich family but did not behave in ordinary days.
The government thought the teenagers were probably thieves. Their parents also suspected they had done bad things because they were often unscrupulous.
Further investigation revealed these teenagers did drink, gamble and prostitute as recorded in the pamphlet.
But who? What's the purpose of spending time recording what these teenagers do every day?
The government thought the pamphlet belonged to the teenagers they carelessly lost when they stole, so it intensified the interrogation. Under the torture, the teenagers admitted the crime of theft.
When the government asked where the stolen goods were hidden, the teenagers, afraid of suffering from flesh and skin again, fabricated and said that the stolen goods were buried somewhere in the suburbs.
The government sent people to dig up, and indeed dug up a number of property, so decided that the teenagers were thieves.
The teenagers never imagined that they fabricated a place, and the stolen goods were dug up really. They looked at each other in despair and said, "God wants us to die."
There was a judge who thought something was wrong, but could not tell what was wrong. He meditated for a long time.
Suddenly he said, "I have a carriage driver with a beard. Every time we interrogates the teenagers, he will make a reason to eavesdrop nearby. Is it just a coincidence?"
So he deliberately interrogated the teenagers several times and secretly observed the driver's actions. Sure enough, the coachman would eavesdrop nearby every time. While the other prisoners were interrogated, the coachman did not appear.
The judge concluded that coachman was very suspicious and ordered to bring him for interrogating. The coachman shouted and said he had nothing to do with the matter.
The judge ordered to fetch the tongs, iron and other torture tools. The coachman looked at them, trembling with fear, and quickly kowtowed to confess his guilt.
He said, "I didn't know about the case at first. The burglar told me that every time the teenagers are interrogated, if I took down the conversation between the judge and teenagers and reported it to him immediately, he would give me gold. I was greedy of money, I did so."
Knowing the location of the buried stolen goods, what the teenagers said, the thieves buried the stolen goods overnight. The government seized the stolen goods and identified the teenagers as thieves.
The coachman regretted it very much. He asked for cooperation in catching the thieves to make atonement. The judge ordered the soldiers to change their casual clothes and go with the coachman to catch the real thieves.
The thieves were soon arrested, and the teenagers were finally cleared of their grievances and acquitted.
Why this case almost became a case of injustice.
The principle of judging a case was 2 points: catching the thieves and finding the stolen goods. The real thieves just made use of this, leave a brochure on the spot deliberately, and bribe the coachman to provide information, so that they can respond to the situation at any time.
The thieves acted seamlessly, hiding from the government. But the careful judge still found the flaws through the unusual behavior of the coachman, and finally helped the teenagers to get rid of their grievances.
This story is very realistic and meaningful for reference. In modern society, in order to improve the efficiency of work, almost all the work has established standards and indicators. As long as the established conditions are met, the conclusion can be drawn.
Although this method of work is very effective, some special factors will be neglected and errors will occur. Therefore, in the established process and standards, each question should be properly distinguished, carefully judged, in order to avoid the confusion of appearance and get more accurate conclusions.